Alright everyone, I'm back from my lunch break, and now it's time to meet the ultimate computer. On Stardate 4729.4, the Federation Starship Enterprise is summoned to a space station without explanation. Commodore Wesley, commanding a group of starships from the USS Lexington, explains that the Enterprise will be a test vessel for a revolutionary tactical and control computer called the M5 Multitronic System, designed by the brilliant Dr. Richard Daystrom, who had also invented the TOS-era computer systems after developing Duotronics when he was 24 years old. The M5 will handle all ship functions without human assistance. While Captain Kirk and Chief Medical Officer Dr. McCoy are unhappy about the test, Science Officer Spock is impressed with M5. However, Kirk learns that 4 earlier prototypes were unsuccessful, giving him further doubts. At first, M5 works well, performing ship functions more quickly and efficiently than a living crew. Later, M5 exhibits quirks such as turning off power and life support to unoccupied parts of the ship. It draws increased power for unknown reasons, but Daystrom maintains M5 is working properly. In a drill, M5 defends the Enterprise against mock attacks on starships Excalibur and Lexington. The Enterprise is declared the victor, prompting Commodore Wesley to call Kirk Captain Dunsale, pronounced Dunsel. Spock explains the term is used by midshipmen at Starfleet Academy to describe a part serving no useful purpose. Kirk is visibly shaken by this. Soon after, M5 detects the Woden, an unmanned freighter that is not part of the test, and attacks with real weapons, destroying it. Kirk orders M5 taken offline, but Daystrom continues to believe it is working correctly and refuses. Kirk tries to disconnect M5, but discovers it is protecting itself with a force field. Chief Engineer Scott assists Ensign Harper, a technician, to unplug the main connection, but the crewman is killed in the process. Spock and Scott desperately attempt a manual override, but they discover M5 has bypassed its power source and now draws energy directly from the ship's warp engines. Daystrom persistently defends M5 and refuses to disconnect it. What? Spock questions Daystrom on his computer design. Daystrom reveals he has programmed human engrams into M5. Pressed further, Daystrom admits the engrams he used were his own, meaning M5 thinks similarly to Daystrom himself. With increased stress and anger, Daystrom appears unstable. M5 now shows similar instability. An attempt by the Enterprise crew to isolate M5 from the ship fails, and they are duped by a decoy. Meanwhile, the other ships in the test continue unaware of the problems with the Enterprise. Next follows a war game against Federation ships Lexington, Potemkin, Excalibur, and Hood. M5 detects the ships, but does not treat them as part of the trial, instead firing them with full-strength weapons. Daystrom states the M5 is programmed to preserve itself by any means. Although surprised by M5's actions, Daystrom simply views them as mistakes made by a learning child. An angry Kirk asserts these mistakes are costing lives, and the computer must be shut down. The crew watches as M5 pounds the other ships relentlessly. The Enterprise fires on Lexington, killing 53, and cripples the Excalibur, killing all aboard and leaving her adrift. For the Lexington, Commodore Wesley contacts Starfleet Command for permission to destroy the Enterprise. Since M5 has disabled communications, Kirk is unable to contact Commodore Wesley and explain what is happening. Kirk demands that Daystrom act, make the computer stop the attack. Daystrom at first tries to reason with the M5, but then becomes more unstable, rambling about proving his worth and cursing colleagues taking credit for his work. McCoy sees a psychotic episode coming and warns Kirk the scientist is becoming delusional. Kirk has Daystrom taken to sickbay after Spock fells him with a Vulcan nerve pinch. Kirk then talks M5 to see whether he can persuade it to stop the attacks. The M5 acknowledges Kirk, who asks M5 what its purpose is. M5 responds, to save men from the dangerous activities of space exploration. Kirk rejoins that it just acted contrary to its purpose by killing people. M5 recognizes the penalty for murder is death, so it shuts itself down. In doing so, it cripples the Enterprise, setting the ship adrift. Having permission from Starfleet, the other Federation ships now close on the Enterprise to destroy it. While Scotty frantically attempts to regain control of the ship, Kirk decides to let the ship drift with shields down, hoping Commodore Wesley will realize what the situation is aboard the Enterprise. The gamble pays off as the Commodore orders his ships to stand down at the last moment. Whew! McCoy says that Daystrom will be committed to a rehabilitation center. Kirk explains that he knew that Bob Wesley would not fire because he gambled on his humanity. McCoy pointedly comments that compassion is something computers lack. Spock responds that machines are simply more efficient, but not necessarily better, than human beings. Halen dryly remarks if McCoy's engrams were impressed in a computer, the resulting torrential flood of logic would be most entertaining. Yeah, I definitely say so there, Spock. Well, a pretty enjoyable episode overall, so I give The Ultimate Computer 3 warp cores out of 5. Well, join me next time as we have some bread and circuses. So, until then, live long and prosper, everybody.